even saw Donald Trump defeat Vladimir Putin. I saw the timeline where Russia was defeated. There's only one timeline. Hello, America land. There's only one timeline where America wins a war against Russia. Are you ready for that? Before we go there, I want to show you something. So imagine I'm going to go 10 miles an hour. Donald Trump is in the negative. America is today, you're in the negative. Everyone in America in the negative. As I explained in the last episode, World War II, positive. You got rid of the bad shit. And it's like you cleaned up everyone's garbage. Everyone's garbage before World War II was so big that the world was going to die, and you all cleaned up the garbage and you became rich. You print that money and you keep printing that money, and that system keeps working because it's backed up by a certain energy. The world will not escape the generational karma of what happened in World War II. You keep printing that money, you keep doing it, it works because the power is backing it up. I'm not going to go too deep on that. I hope you understood how America can continue these schemes, and other nations can't do that because they don't have a history like that. The history is so important to understand the future. So imagine that I found a way to overcome my generational karma. I found a way to defeat my own dead bodies. What man doesn't have dead bodies? What man has no sin, right? So imagine I defeated all of that, and then I started battling the familiar spirits, and imagine I overcame that. And now I'm overcoming the Russian aggression. I'm overcoming it all. It's the karma. Everything that is not nice, something coming to frustrate you or hurt you, whatever, it's all something negative. It's just negativity coming at you day in, day out, in one way or another way. Okay? So imagine I overcame all of that negativity, but I'm just not strong enough to overcome all of America's negativity. You know what I mean? So I have something called extra. And this extra, I'm stuck in the system, and something is about to destroy the system. Because everyone's extra is gone. It's really that simple, ladies and gentlemen, in America land, and wherever you come from that's listening to this podcast. So, imagine that my extra is like 10 miles an hour. I don't know, 15 kilometers an hour, if you're not an American. And imagine that the White House is traveling at 300 miles an hour. Let's call it 450 kilometers an hour. To them, that's their last energy. The gas is almost empty. America used to be great something with a lot of gas, a lot of velocity. They would be super light speed. And all of a sudden the American ship started slowing down and the gas started running out. And now they're driving 300 miles an hour. And I'm the individual. I'll talk about the authority system in a moment, so that you understand. And I'm just driving 10. But I'm going somewhere, going in the future 10 kilometers or 10 miles an hour is better than going back in time, like America is doing now. Right? So, what happened yesterday, the power of America entering me, all of a sudden I went from 10 to 310, and I made this video, podcast number 8, with the information that is in there. And that one is made at 310 miles an hour, creating a karmic ripple effect, whereby the force might have left me, but the velocity hasn't. So now I'm still at the same velocity. It is like a spaceship who had booster power. And I can only use it once. And I used it once, and now I'm still going fast, Jess. Only I don't have the force behind it like yesterday. It's a force thing. So now it's a little bit more laid back, watching out of the windows. Okay, what am I seeing? The future. Oh, look at that. That's the timeline where Donald Trump defeated Vladimir Putin. Unbelievable. So, let me go online and tell you all about it. And I can also, I talk about being prophet of God, and I say that I'm non-active. I was active for a long time, and I'm on non-active. So if I'm on non-active, why am I making these videos? Well, I'm Grand Master of City-State of Lübeck, and I have the ability, prophetic and military foresight. Imagine the value of that for a certain type of people. Imagine America being threatened, and somebody's like, hey, check this out and check that out, giving you an advantage in the war, unbelievable advantage. Do you think the Russians have someone like me? Of course not. Of course not. Of course not. So there is always that individual in a war that changes the course of the war. Every war, it's someone like that. Okay? So I'm not saying I'm changing the course of the war. I'm just saying that's how that goes. One side has ordinary soldiers, and the other side has sages and prophets and whatever. It changes the dynamics on the battlefield. I am saying I am changing the dynamic on the battlefield. So I'm still going forward in time as if I am still Grand Master of MK Ultra, but I'm no longer that. But the timeline I'm in, my destiny is still at the velocity as if I was one day the President of the United States. Cannot be undone. For one day, 18 hours, I had the jurisdiction to see MK Ultra as if I am Joe Biden. And this is so vital for you to understand. You have to try to understand. Because you need to be President of the United States of America, the Republic. You need to be elected. You need to be of the political class. You need to have jumped through all these hoops and all these qualifications to be able to stand there and then watch into this MK Ultra stuff and see what's on the other side. I didn't jump through those hoops. I'm not a born American. My ancestors did not fight World War II. I have nothing to do with that. So to stand before that other dimension, it appears to me from this perspective, to speak with that other dimension, to communicate with that other dimension, is not allowed. I don't know how to explain. It's not allowed. So when I'm here in the city-state, I'll explain later, I have a destinical mind who keeps track of the karmic account, and there is a city-state variant of MK Ultra here. It's not called MK Ultra. There's a signal that goes into all the citizens of the city-state, and it forces them to pay their karma. It helps them overcome their battles. It's the destinical mind of the city-state. And when I come online here and I start doing this, what I do, and it goes into the American destiny, and it changes the American destiny for the better, the curses are lifted above the heads of these people. Curse after curse, like an onion that I'm peeling. And then the destinical mind become purer, whereby I can then come online again and go like, hey, I can see this and this and this. I have a better connection, the system works, the authority system works clearer, less error, less problems. That's how that works. So with the city-state, I cannot see in that dimension that you can see into when you're Grand Master of America. So what I can see is what I deserve, ladies and gentlemen. But what an American who is president can see, that man can see what's on the other side, can see it. I'll tell you the truth. So before I was authorized to do this, I saw the signal and I understood the signal. I used expertise and seniority in prophethood to kind of figure out what that is and take action. But I'm not authorized to see what is making the signal. All I was authorized to do is understand that signal is the will of America. So America has a birthright. Your ancestors built the country, founding fathers, and those founding fathers have children. And those children inherited it. And then all of a sudden immigrants came. And they helped as well. but they're second class. And I'm not talking about social class like how you know it. I just mean they didn't fight the wars against England for the independence, but they did work hard to improve the destiny of America. So they don't have an A status, they have a B status. But if they wouldn't have done what they have done, then the American destiny would have prospered that way. So their children are also remembered. And so there is some kind of a destinical ranking system of honor, creating a certain direction. And that is MK Ultra, the will of that. Everyone has certain rights in the United States destiny based upon what you have done in the past, what your ancestors done in the past, giving you a ranking system, and the sum of that shows up here. So when the sum of that wants to go to war with Russia, hey, poof, they show up in front of me, and the signal shows up here, and I start doing the military foresight thing. So when the signal authorized me as president of the signal and watching that dimension, that's the will of America, ladies and gentlemen. I can see as prophet and as grandmaster what I'm allowed to see through the prophethood for the purposes of God. So when there is the purpose of God in the United States or wherever, and there is someone that needs to get a prophecy, then the Spirit of God might fall upon me and show me the revelation and make me understand it so that I can bring the message. And so I see something that I'm not naturally permitted to see or understand. And so create an advancement in the civilization level of the city-state of Lübeck. But that's not the ordinary way of things. The ordinary way of things is that you do what is right, your karmic account it will become better, and then you have the right to the truth. Do what is wrong, and your karmic account gets worse, and you will have the right to be lied to. So if you go on a quest to purify your back karma, what's going to happen? You're going to wake up at the truth. You will end up at the truth, and more of it, and more of it, and more of it, and that's how you become enlightened. Through your good deeds. And you cannot be saved by your good deeds, only by the grace of Jesus Christ. But when you have the grace of Jesus Christ and you continue doing good deeds, your soul will fill with positive energy, and you will find a way to defeat your enemies, get in the right position to make the change to the society, and eventually become, if you are really that great, Grand Master. And then as Grand Master, you will see the destinical mind of the place you're Grand Master of, and that one will then show you whatever you have the right to be shown. But you cannot see, like how America sees, the other side. So if you're really smart, you can see the other side through universal law. When you violate the law, universal law, I'm not talking about national law, there is going to come a karmic recoil. And then you can kind of see, oh, I'm doing something wrong. Because there is a negative side effect. And then you can kind of see the mind of God. You don't see the other dimension, but you kind of see where He wants you to go. It's like a candy and a stick. God civilizing humans with a candy and a stick. And when you're really old and experiencing that, you kind of see where the mind of God wants you to go, even though you have never seen the other dimension like that. And then you have the Bible, which gives a whole bunch of information that can kind of build a framework in your mind of how that realm should work. It's very difficult, everything, all of this. So much layers of intelligence. The ordinary man shall not achieve this. Okay? I assure you this. But, so if you're an American and you become American president, you just see it. You have the right to see it. So that gives me the idea, the assumption, that because of what happened in World War II, the Americans died to counter this death that woke up in the world, whereby they've been found so worthy before God that He welcomed you all Americans, whereby your president is then accepted to watch in that dimension. And you go like this. Look, there it is. Look at that. What in the world is that? Okay? So nobody, I assure you this, whoever you are, nobody can see there other than the American president. So maybe before the president, before the American president's system, there was probably some other empire that was able to kind of see what's over there. Oh boy. So do you remember what Donald Trump promised when the last time he was running for office? I'm going to declassify the alien documents and shit if it's there, right? That's what he said, right? And everyone was disappointed because he didn't do that. And let me tell you something. In those 18 hours that I was in the position to look there as a non-American, so in my generational line, no, they did. My ancestors did not fight in World War II like how the Americans fought in World War II. I'm also not a German, so the city-state of Lübeck is a German system. It's a city-state, but it is in Germany. So here it happened, yes, but I'm not a German. Don't get me wrong. I'll explain. So the timeline, that my ancestral line, has nothing to do with all of this. So, good deeds, bad deeds, stuff happened, but nothing as exceptional as fighting against the Nazis in World War II. You need to be like an exceptional righteous being to be able to get the right to see that, to be welcomed like that. I'm doing my best. This is prophetic duty. I'm not speaking as Grand Master. I am speaking as Lübeckian Grand Master, but also as prophet of God. I'll explain later. So the Americans have done the things that they were accepted to peek into that dimension, yes. And I, in the natural, don't have that right. Okay? It is just the way it is. I have the right to see my own destinical mind, and my own destinical mind gives me exactly that, which what my karma allows me to have, and sometimes the Spirit of God fall upon me to give me a revelation, and so Lübeck City-State advances in the future. And today I did get a message from the Holy Spirit for the United States. Okay. The reason why Donald Trump most probably did not disclose what he promised he would disclose is because I was also of judgment to not declassify this information. So I explained to you in the last podcast episodes that I have a declassification right. So they wanted me to engage Russia. I said, I'm not going to do that unless special rights have been given, including declassification right. Even though I have the declassification right, ladies and gentlemen, I can say these things without any legal consequences. I didn't want to tell you this because I'm like, this is not cool. This is not the information. Like I said in the last episode, I will only tell you things, I will only declassify things when I think it's good for you. When I think it has a positive effect upon your destiny. When it leads you to do better things in your life so that I get blessed. I don't think this is good for you to know. But I'm going to tell you anyway, okay? So, because nobody can tell you. Only the person with the MK Ultra Grand Masterhood. And nobody has directly ever done that. None of these presidents who could watch MK Ultra from the other side. Everyone in America receives MK Ultra in some way, but nobody can see what is sending that signal. I saw it. So this is what it is. Imagine that. Imagine you have a house. You as a person, you're in a house, and you have some kind of corner where you leave your pets, like a fish tank, and you have these fishes in these tanks, and the fishes are fishy in the tank, and there are different corners in the fish tank, different departments, and then there's one part of the fish tank that can see what's outside of the fish tank. Into the living room or something. So I didn't know what was there, but it is like that. It is as if this universe is like some kind of fish tank, and whatever is out there is looking at the fish tank and sending a signal into the universe through the MK Ultra. I'm telling you the truth. It makes you feel really weird The moment you're American president and you see this MK Ultra signal and you see the other side through that signal, it's like, it feels weird. Because it feels like how you're treating pets. So the Bible says Jesus Christ loves you, he loves you so much, and he will never forsake you. All these things are written in the Bible, and then I see that, I go like, yeah, sure. Imagine you have pets. Imagine you have a parrot. Imagine you're the perfect being. Imagine you're God, a perfect being, and you have a house, and they are your pets. Wouldn't you treat your pets very good, right? You would never stop feeding them. You would never, and sometimes you would take a stick and smash a bad pet that is treating the other pets not so good. Hey, go away, Sometimes raise pet, lower pet, It is like that. It feels weird to be aware of that we are humans. And in relationship to that dimension, we're nothing but just some kind of a realm that is perceived like how we would perceive being at home, having pets, trying to communicate with our pets, going like, I'll feed you, don't worry. And that pet is like, yeah, but I need food and I can't understand what you're saying and I'm so scared. And then we go like to the pet, no, I'll feed you at 16 o'clock. And the pet is like at 14 o'clock, but it's 14 o'clock. I need food now. Where's the chef? Is going the chef bring me the food? Okay, and then you get the fear and all these emotions and stuff and being in turmoil. Where is the master? Where's the food? And then at 16 o'clock the food comes. As written in the Bible, it will happen. It's like that. So, I don't know. I'm an outsider. What if Donald Trump would tell you this? I don't know how he would describe it. What do you think will happen if an insider in the United States starts telling you that's what's on the other side? I don't think that's a good thing to do if you're a politician from the inside. I think people will look very weird at Mr. Donald Trump or any other American president trying to explain that. Okay?